Welcome to Diction Duel, the game show where students compete to improve their AP Lang grades. Here are today's guests. We have Riley, a Grey's Anatomy fanatic who loves spending time with her dogs, and Grant, a baseball stud who likes long walks on the beach and ACT prep. Here are the rules. Each contestant will pick a box and have to guess the correct term that matches the definition and also give an example of the word. The first to buzz in gets the answer first. Let's start the game. Riley, you have the first pick.
I'll go with box number 9.
The definition of box number 9 is the repetition of consonants, especially at the end of words.
The answer is consonance. An example of a sentence using consonants would be, he struck a streak of bad luck. The reason why this is an example is because there's a sequence of a hard K at the end of each word.
That's correct. Let's go on to the next question.
I choose box number 6.
The definition for box number 6 is containing more than one syllable.
The answer is polysyllabic. An example of polysyllabic is hippopotamus.
That's correct. Let's go on to the next question. Riley, now it's back to you.
I'll go with box number 7.
The definition for box number 7 is the repetition of the same sound or letter at the beginning of consecutive words or syllables.
The answer is alliteration. An example from Birmingham Jail would be when you suddenly find your tongue twisted and your speech stammering.
That's correct. Now on to the next question.
I choose box number 8.
The definition of box number 8 is the repetition of similar vowels and the stressed syllables of words.
The answer is assonance. And an example is, hear the mellow wedding bells because of the repetitive E.
That's correct. Let's go on to the next question.
I choose box number 10.
The definition of box number 10 is a literary device used by including all the senses.
The answer is sensory details.
An example of sensory details in the letter from Birmingham Jail by Martin Luther King is in the 14th paragraph. King goes on to say, and see tears welling up in her eyes when she is told that Funtown is closed to colored children, and see ominous clouds of inferiority begin to form in her little mental sky. This forms the image of clouds forming over the little girl and from the sadness that she is encountering.
That's correct. Let's go on to the next question.
Let's go with box number 3.
The definition of box number 3 is the understood meaning of the word.
The answer is connotation. An example of connotation would be,
every morning my neighbor takes her large mutt to the park. There hasn't been a morning where I hear one sound from the dog. This is an example of connotation because of the word mutt. It makes you believe that the dog is untamed from the start when really the dog is obedient.
That's correct. Let's go on to the next question.
I choose box number 4.
The definition of box number 4 is the dictionary definition of a word.
The answer is denotation. An example of denotation is the definition of demonize is cause to appear evil.
That's correct. Let's go on to the next question. Okay, Riley, now it's back to you.
I choose box number 5.
The definition for box number 5 is containing one syllable.
I believe the answer is polysyllabic.
Unfortunately, that's incorrect. Actually, the correct answer is monosyllabic. An example of this word would be, the dog jumps on the log. Okay, Riley, now it's back to you.
I'll go with square number 1.
All right. The definition for square number 1 is word choice.
The answer is diction.
Now provide an example.
An example of diction from letters from Birmingham Jail would be at the beginning when he says, "Dear clergyman."
That's correct. Grant, now it's your turn to pick. Choose wisely.
I choose box number 2.
Box number 2 is the study of linguistic development by classifying and examining changes in meaning and form.
The answer is semantics.
An example of semantics in Letter from Birmingham Jail by Martin Luther King is in the 3rd paragraph. But more basically, I am in Birmingham Jail because injustice is here. Just as the prophets of the 18th century BC left their villages and carried their "Thus saith the Lord" far beyond the boundaries of their hometowns. And just as the Apostle Paul left the village of Tarsus and carried the gospel of Jesus Christ to the far corners of the Greco-Roman world, so I am compelled to carry the gospel of freedom beyond my own hometown. Like Paul, I must constantly respond to the Macedonian call for aid. This is an example of semantics because King goes to explain that there is injustice in Birmingham, and that is why he is here. And this could be different from different points of view of other people, because they could say that justice is in Birmingham because King is in jail.
That's correct. All right, folks, and the winner is Grant. Sorry, Riley. Maybe some other day. Come back next time and sign up for Diction Duel on Tuesdays at